In order for a user to be able to link scanned images from document management to orders that come from the EHR, there's some configuration that has to be done by your practice. The first step in the configuration is in your practice preferences. You will go to the Orders Module tab, and then the All tab within that tab. Down here at the bottom, there's a section called Order Results Linking. This will set up the default for how your practice typically places orders. So the first item here is your default view. So this default view is going to be the most common order type that your practice will receive scanned documents for. So your options here are diagnostics and radiology, lab orders, and referrals. The next section here is your order type and default source. So the default source is the most common location that the orders are placed. So for my order types of diagnostics and radiology and lab orders, I have two options. The first is your KBM, so if the users are placing orders typically through a template or through the orders module. For my last order type of referrals, the only option is KBM, as that's the only way to place a referral order in NextGen. The last section here is my KBM order status update upon sign-off. So this section is allowing you to select for each order type the wording that you want to use for that order status. So for diagnostic, lab orders, and referrals, I have the option of the order status of completed or result received. Something to note is that this only applies to orders that are placed through the KBM. Any orders that are processed in the orders module will automatically have a status of result received. So by setting up all of these defaults, you are pre-selecting some of the radio buttons that we'll see in a second when we're linking our scanned documents. And it'll just make it easier for your users to find the order they're looking for faster. So once you have completed those practice preferences, the next step in configuration will be setting up your document types. So if I come into my document management master files and I select document types, I would want to find any document types that you could possibly associate an order with. So for instance, if I come into my CT scans, I'd want to check off the box for potential order result. So you are saying that items that are scanned under the document type of CT scans could possibly be an order result, and therefore you might be linking this document to an order. So you would want to go through and check off this box for each of the document types that could possibly have a result associated with it. So that concludes the configuration that you would have to do in order for your practice to be able to link scanned items to orders. So to link these scanned items to orders, there are two ways that you can do this. So the first that we're going to take a look at is through document management. So in document management, you have the choice of having whoever is scanning the document link the order at that time, or you can also go back into a previously scanned document and link it to an existing order. So first, you would go through and you would scan or import or however you get your documents like you typically would. And then you want to make sure that you are selecting a document type that we had previously set up as a potential order result. So I'm going to use the document type of MRI. And then you would complete the filing information like you typically would. Down here at the bottom, you'll notice that there is an orders grid. So this is showing me any existing orders for that patient. And you'll notice that some of those preferences that we set up in practice preferences are defaulted here for us. So that just makes it a little easier to find the order that you're looking for. So I would find the order that I want to associate this image with. I would select my checkbox, and then in the bottom right here, I would select complete. So in this example, I'm looking at a KBM order, so the wording is complete. Just something to note that if the order is from the orders module, the button will say link. Once I hit complete, I'll see that that order has been removed from my list because not an order that is able to be linked to anymore. And then I would want to finish filing my document like I normally would. And then now that scanned image is associated with that order. The other option to be able to scan or to link the scanned orders to a scanned document to an order is through the PAQ. So if I come in here to the EHR and I open the PAQ, you'll see here that I have a scanned document that came through, but a scanned document has not been linked to this order yet. So in order to link it from the PAQ, I would come down here to the provider sign-off section, and underneath my notepad, I would select my orders module icon here. You'll notice that this grid looks very similar to the grid we just saw in document management. So the provider, when they're signing off on this scanned image, could come in here, check off the order that they want, and select complete, and then it will associate that scanned image with that order. You'll notice that there is also an Unlink tab. So my Unlink tab does allow me to unassociate a scanned image with an order. So if you selected the wrong image or the wrong order, then they can come in here to Unlink and select Unlink that document and image. Something to note that this only applies to orders that are processed through the orders module. You are not able to unlink a scanned image from an order if it came from the KBM. So once the scanned images are associated with orders, either through the document management or through the provider approval queue, they will then be able to, the scanned image will be able to be seen through the EHR. So one of the first places, if I look in orders management, you'll notice here I have two different examples. The first one, this was an order that came from the orders module. So you'll see here that the status was changed to result received, and the interpretation says C module. This second order is the one that we just did in the document management, and this came from KBM. So you'll see my status here is completed, and then interpretation will say C scanned document management image. So it lets me know that there is an image associated with this order. If I'm dealing with an order that was placed through the orders module, you'll notice here that order that we saw previously, it's going to have a NextGen status of signed off. And then you'll see that there's a little paperclip here that is letting me know that there's a scan image associated with this order. So if I select the paperclip, it is going to show me that scan image that I linked in document management. So then the user is able to select full screen if they want to see a larger view, and they can review that image while staying within the orders module.